Hey there, welcome back to the Magic Box project. So in the previous video, we wired up the LED. Now in this one, we're going to actually send the personality into the Uno board here to make the LED turn on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the coding site. I'm going to switch views here. All right, so a little note on this. You have to go to this website, code.barnabasrobotics.com, okay? Another thing you need to do, make sure that you're either on a Google Chrome browser or Microsoft Edge, okay? It has to be either of those two. You can't use Safari or Firefox. It won't work, okay? So Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. You can be on a Windows PC, a Mac, or a Chromebook. All work, okay? So once you get to this website, it may look like exactly like mine here. It may otherwise it might look like this, okay? If it looks like this, make sure you go up here where it says block code and click on that, because today we're going to be doing the block code version. So you click OK. Okay, here we go. Yours, when we get to the block code, you're going to see these things on the left here, but you might not have as much as me. So if that's the case, you might be seeing something like this, like only 4 things. You want to go here, click on select a lesson, click on advanced, and then these will come out here. All right. So now that that's set up, let's go ahead and do some coding. All right. So I'm going to go to the left here, go to controls, and there's all this stuff here. We want to get this big one that says program. We're going to take it and put it in here. All right. Now the way program works, this is where all the code lives inside your computer, your Uno computer. All right. Now there's 2 sections. There's setup and then there's loop. So we're going to put blocks into these, which are commands, which is the same as instructions of what to do. Okay. We're going to give it a list of things to do. Now right now there's nothing in them. Setup, there's nothing, and loop, there's nothing. Now the difference between the two is that setup, when your Uno brain computer wakes up, it just does whatever is in setup right away, one time only, and then never does it again. Okay. After it runs whatever is in setup, then it goes to the loop and it does whatever is inside the loop. But once it finishes the stuff in the loop, it just keeps looping the stuff in the loop over and over again, which is why it's called a loop. Okay, so we're going to use the loop. We're not going to use the setup for now, and we may not get to it, but I still wanted to let you know what is setup, because after I show you what to do, maybe you want to make it do something only one time in the beginning, and so if you want to do that, that's where you would put that those commands. Okay, but first for today, we're just going to use the loop. The next thing we want to do is go to lights, because we have a light connected. So go to lights, and then we get this LED block. We're going to click, drag it, and then take it and snap it in like this. You see, you snap it in. Once you bring it in, the mouth kind of opens up and then clicks in. All right. Now we have a couple things that we need to change, right? There's the pin number and then the status. So the pin number can be any number between 0 to 13. Okay. And then the status, if we click here on this little triangle, it can be off or on. So it's like, do you want your light on or do you want it off? For us, we want it on. All right, maybe we want to turn it off later. Now the pin is the nerve number that we talked about, and if we remember, we connect it to nerve number 2. Hopefully this should be in your design. If you forget, you can also look at the blue pin there, and we can see the blue pin is connected to blue number 2. The blue wire, rather, is connected to nerve number 2. So going back here, so let's make it 2. Boom. Okay. Now we're going to upload the code. So right now we set up the code. We have to send it via the USB cable to the Uno computer. Okay. So nothing's going to happen until we do that. And so that is called upload. So if you go up here, see the button upload, we're going to click that. Now before we do that, make sure that the board is Uno. Okay, we're using a blue Uno, right? So the board needs to be Uno. Then we click upload. Okay, and we click only one time. Okay, don't click many times. If you click more than once, it kind of gets crazy confused, and then you have to try again. So click one time and wait. and then you're going to have some options that come up. All right. Now, if you're using, I'm using a Windows computer, so mine says USB serial COM4. Yours might, if you're using Windows, it might say COM5, COM3. It kind of depends on your computer. If you're using Chromebook or Mac, it's going to come up different, like USB TTY, something like that. All right. If you have more than one that comes up, just try the first one. If that doesn't work, then try the other one. But it's always going to be the same name here. Okay. So once you get one of the names to work, then keep using that one every time you upload. I only have one thing pop up, so it's easy for me. So I'm going to click it. Okay. Then after you click it, you can click connect. Okay. And it's going to do its thing. It's sending code over the USB, and then boom, you see this green check mark. If you get the green check mark, it means you have a success. Okay. If you don't get the green check mark, it means, check your cable. Maybe you also try again. Maybe you selected the wrong device. Okay. And selected a different device. But green check mark, and if you look, my light is on the bottom right. Cool. So my nerve is the brain. We told the brain to tell the nerve to turn on light number 2 on the light on nerve number 2. Cool. So just a quick thing, like let's say we want to turn it off. You just change it to off, and then we upload. And it's turned off. Okay. Now next, what if we want to make the thing blink off and on? Well, what you want to do is you're going to have more than one block, right? Because if you want to go off on, you need an off block and also an on block. So I'm going to get my off block, then I go to lights again, and I can get an on block. Okay. So off and on. Now notice here, the nerve is not 1, right? I had to make sure it's 2, so don't mess that up. Okay. And then I'm going to upload. Same process. And see what I got. Now look, is it blinking? No. And this, I always do this just so I can teach something. All right. So right now it's in a loop, right? So remember I said all of the commands that go in here are going to be looped over and over again. So the first thing it does is it turns the light off, which is this block. Then it turns it on, and it loops back to off. So it is actually turning off, on. But the thing to keep in mind is that the robot brain processes information super fast. Okay. I believe the amount of time for one of these blocks, for it to do one of these blocks, is a couple microseconds. Okay, which is a microsecond is 1/1,000,000th of a second. Okay, it could be faster than that. I have to double check, but the thing to remember is that it's super fast. So what's happening now is that the light is turning off and on super fast, so fast that it just looks like it's always on. Okay. It's kind of like this. Like look at my finger. It's up, it's down, but it goes super fast. Like what is it right now? Is it up or down? I don't know. All you see is like the kind of blur. Okay, so we're kind of seeing like a blur with the light. So what you have to do is slow it down so that our eyes can see. Fun thing is if you have I know iPhone has slow-mo. If you took your camera and put slow-mo mode and looked at the light, maybe you could see it blink because you're slowing it down via the camera. Okay, just as a fun thing, so that you can like check what I'm saying. So it is actually blinking, we just can't tell because our eyes can't see that. So we go to controls, and you see weight. Okay, so you pull all these pull a weight, and then we put it after the first one, and this is in seconds, so it's wait 1 second. So what we're saying is turn the light off here, then leave it off for 1 second. Just like chill there, don't do anything, brain, you're too fast, so just chill out there for 1 second. Then after you've chilled out for 1 second, then turn the light back on. And then something people always forget is they don't put another weight, and what happens is it goes on and then right away it turns off because of the loop thing, right? So you also have to tell it to chill out after it turns on. Okay, and we're gonna wait 1 second there too. Okay, so let's upload this. Same process. Boom here, and we should have a blinking light There we go. Okay, so it's blinking on 1 second, off 1 second, on 1 second, off 1 second. Cool. So now then the challenge is like, let's play with the frequency. Frequency means like how fast or slow it turns on or off. So if we want it slower, we would just increase the seconds, right? So let's say it's on for 2 seconds, and or off for 2 seconds, and then on for 2 seconds, and upload that. So it's gonna be slower blink. Okay, just make sure that works. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Cool, right? Now if we want to go faster, we got to go the other way. We have to make it wait for a shorter amount of time. So you can put decimals in here. So I'm going to use half a second. 0.5 is 1/2, and 0.5. Let's upload that, and it should be faster. All right. Now, what I want to do is a challenge for you is see how fast you can get the light to blink, okay? Not so fast that you can't tell, but you can go faster and faster. Like if I put 0.25, it should go faster, right? So I'll leave that up to you, but see if you can get blink super fast. You can play with the numbers there and have fun with that. So I'm gonna leave it there for now. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna learn about motors, okay? Because we're gonna be able to open and close our robot too, okay? That's it for now. I will be back in the next video.